recorded this about 10 times. This is already exhausting. I'm a little sweaty, a little nervous, a little red, lots of stuff going on, but I'm here. Yeah, welcome to my channel. I kind of wanted my first video to be a get ready with me / get to know me video. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. I know a lot of people on my Instagram had asked that I do a skincare journey / skincare routine video, which I am gonna do. I think I'll do that next week. But yeah, and this one I just kind of wanted to talk about, you know, myself, my family, my relationship, my job, why I even wanted to start YouTube, and then kind of end it with some fun, fast, random facts about myself. I'm actually going to be using a couple things today that I haven't used before, so we'll see how it goes. If you follow me on any other social media, you know I'm obsessed with Glossier, which all of their stuff is on their website. But I did just order their skin tint, which is like a foundation. So I'm gonna try that today. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, so we'll see if I like it. But yeah, right now I'm just starting with their concealer. So anyway, if you don't like makeup, then just disregard that. But yeah, I wanted to start by introducing myself after that whole rant. My name is Sydney Destiny Chavez. I am 23. I was born and raised in Oceanside. And I'm currently living in Carlsbad, which if you're from the area, you know that is not far at all. And yeah, I recently graduated from the University of California, Irvine in June of last year. I'm not really doing what I thought I would be doing a year from graduating college. But that's not to say that I'm mad about where I'm at, because I'm not. So basically I shouldn't say basically, because it's literally, I am a registered behavior technician, which basically means that I provide applied behavioral analysis or ABA therapy to children with developmental delays. And yeah, it is a very rewarding, very challenging and overwhelming, but fulfilling job. And yeah, I really do love it. I've been there for about a year. It'll be a year on July 8th. I've worked with about 4 different clients at this point, and I have nothing but amazing things to say about each of them and their families. And yeah, it's just been a really awesome experience. So if you like working with kids and you're up for a challenge, I really recommend it to everyone. I will say that I'm extremely grateful for my job, because I think it's made me more patient, more creative, more graceful with myself, because it's hard sometimes and humbling, because you can try a million things to get through to a child, and sometimes they're gonna just look at you like, what are you doing, lady? And it's really humbling. So anyway, yeah, I've been doing that for about a year, but that's not really my end goal. I do plan to go back to school and get my master's, and I've kind of been looking at schools, and I'm thinking about going next year. But anyway, essentially what I want to do, like my dream job, is to be a high school counselor or a college counselor, just because I had a really hard transition from high school to college, as I'm sure most of us have, and I think I will definitely talk about that in the future. But yeah, and so I just kind of want to be what I didn't have at that time in my life. Okay, so I finished my concealer, so now I'm going to go in with Glossier's Skin Tint. Again, this is one product I haven't used yet. I just got it yesterday, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, okay, so anyway, that's all those like just simple facts about myself, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about my family as well. So I am an only child from my parents, if that makes sense. My parents got divorced when I was 14, and so I don't have any like full blood, even half blood siblings from either of my parents, but my dad did get remarried, and his wife, which is my stepmom, had 2 kids, and I absolutely adore them. And what's actually funny is right when my parents got divorced, I had seriously prayed that I would get a little sister and a big brother, because that's just like what I thought would be just amazing. And my stepmom just happened to have a daughter who was 6 months younger than me, and a son who was 4 years older than me. So I got my little sister and I got my big brother, and yeah, they're super awesome and I love them. And my stepbrother also has the cutest baby in the whole world and a super pretty fiance. And my stepsister's boyfriend is also awesome, and we love him very much. So Anyway, that's a little bit about my family dynamic. Most of my family lives in New Mexico, and that includes like my grandparents from both my mom and my dad, my cousins, my stepsister, my aunts, uncles, everything. But my stepbrother actually lives in Arizona. So yeah, that's where most of my family is. Okay, so I was rewatching all the clips that I just took, and I realized I really skimmed over my parents. I was like, yes, they got divorced and then moved on, which like there's so much more to say about them. So I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. They really are the greatest parents ever. They're so supportive and loving, and I feel like I am an exact split of them, if that makes sense. Like definitely 50% my mom, 50% my dad. I think that goes for looks and personality, and they are just amazing people. And if you've met them, you know that, and I love them both very much. And I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, that I forgot to talk about you more, because you guys rock. Okay, so I finished my foundation, which I don't even really want to call this a foundation because it's really, really light. I think I like it. I can't really tell. I gotta look at it in some other lighting, but I mean, it did a really good job evening it out. I might have to go in with concealer again just because I can still see some acne. So anyway, I'm not going anywhere, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah, in case you were interested. All right, so I told you about myself, about my family. I'm gonna talk about my relationship. Again, if you follow me on social media, then you know I do have a boyfriend. I have recorded this part so many times, and I think it's just because I want to express the most accurate way of what I feel for Ethan. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best. He is just the most amazing, kind, caring, loving, hardworking, affectionate man that I've ever known. And I think what's really stuck out to me since day one has been just how much he loves his family, how much he loves where he comes from, how smart he is. Like, he knows everything about anything, and if he doesn't know, he will find out and he'll research and make sure that he gives you the best possible answer. He loves, doing what's right and making sure that, things are always right, and he loves justice, and he loves arguing. No, just kidding. But yeah, he is the greatest, and naturally, because he is so great, that means he has an even greater family. He does have a sister, and he has 2 brothers, and I love his relationship with his siblings. I just think it's just the greatest thing, especially because I didn't grow up with siblings. Obviously, my siblings came into my life when I was older, so I don't really know what that's like, but I feel like I can kind of vicariously live through Ethan, just seeing how close him and his siblings are, and they're all just such great people. And his parents too, you guys, oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional just because they are the most welcoming, loving, supportive, kind people that I have ever met. And I'm so thankful for all that they've done for me and Ethan, for just how they treat me. And yeah, I am so thankful to have them in my life. And same goes with his aunts and his uncles and his cousins and his grandparents. I mean, Ethan has a pretty huge family, but they have all been nothing but kind to me. And I pray that one day I can be a part of their family, just because I do think they are so great, and I just adore them all. So okay, so I'm gonna take a break really quick because I totally forgot I was doing my makeup and I just was talking. So I just set my face with some Coty Airspun translucent powder, which is actually from Walmart. I think it's like $6, and it's one of my favorite powders. So I set my face. I'm gonna use some bronzer, and then I'm gonna use my favorite Glossier products, which are the Cloud Paints, and they are cream blushes. I don't know which one I'm gonna use. I just ordered one yesterday, or I just received one in the mail yesterday, so I might try that one. It's like a light pink, but we'll see. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. All right, so back to my relationship. So Ethan and I actually met in July of 2017, which we always get the timeline confused, but we really just like hung out with mutual friends. Like, we weren't really like interested in each other or anything. I actually think we both were dating other people at the time, and we would just see each other over like the course of a year. And then I do want to do a couples Q&A video eventually, if I can get him to do YouTube with me. But I will tell you a secret, that I was the one who was interested first. I we actually went to Disneyland together with our mutual friend, and I remember just like being over complimentary to him. Like I loved his outfit, and I kept telling him I would like try to sit next to him on the rides, but I wasn't really like getting the same vibe. Kind of a humbling experience. But yeah, I was the first one that was interested, but he was the first one that said he loved me, or loved the other one, whatever. First one that said I love you, let's say that. But yeah, and then we started dating officially in July of 2018, and it'll now be 2 years on July 12th. All right, so that's essentially how we met, how we started dating. And then that summer was just like the greatest summer ever. Of course, we were like in the honeymoon stage, everything was great. And then I was a senior in college, so I actually had to move back to Irvine, Newport area in September, which wasn't long distance by any means, but we both were working retail jobs. I obviously was a full-time student, and we were an hour away, so it just became a lot harder to see each other. And of course, like when you wanted to spend your time with each other 24/7 and you couldn't, it was just really, really hard. But we did the best that we could do, and we did that for about 10 months. And I'm really glad that we did it for that long, but I am so glad we don't have to do that again, because it was so hard. And then, so we did that for about 10 months. I graduated, I moved in with my dad and my stepmom. And so Ethan and I were a lot closer, because I was only like now 15 minutes away. But still only saw each other like on the weekends and stuff, just because we both were working. And then we moved in together in March of this year, so about 3 months ago. And that was kind of like a challenging time, only because right when we moved in together was also when California issued its statewide lockdown. So I actually ended up being furloughed from my job. Ethan had gotten moved from in office work to like in-home work. So that was hard for him, because his productivity was going to be, you know, a lot lower, just because he's used to having like double the monitors. Now he's working on my laptop. And anyway, like it was just a stressful time, but I think that we really tried to make the most of it. And I was able to really take my time unpacking, getting situated, decorating, and everything. And then of course, I don't think I actually talk about this much, but we do live with Ethan's old roommate / best friend, and his girlfriend, and they are our best friends, and I'm so thankful for them as well, because they just make things so fun. Like we would do movie nights, we would watch Netflix shows, like literally binge watch them. We watched the entire season of Ozark, Good Doctor, I can't even remember everything that we watched. Oh, Tiger King, like just everything. So back to makeup really quick. I just put the blush on this side. Again, this is like the cloud paint that it comes in. I haven't used this one before, but I do really like it, and I'm gonna apply it on this side too, so you guys can see it. But yeah, anyway, essentially that is, you know, a little bit about my life, my family, my living situation, my relationship. But I did also want to talk about why I even want to do YouTube, and I just wanted to share, like, I've been wanting to do this for so long. I think a lot of my friends know that. I know Ethan knows that, and it's something that's always made me really excited when I thought about it, but also really nervous and uncomfortable. But if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. And I think just with like the state of the world right now, I just kind of realized like now is the time, and if you're excited about something, do it, you know? So here I am, I'm doing it. I've always considered myself to be really vulnerable, really honest, really raw, and just an open book. And I haven't had a hard life by any means. I'm so thankful for just the cards that I've been dealt, and I am thankful for them every single day. But I have had some challenging times, you know, just in school, and, you know, just like with relationships and my skin and insecurities and like a lot of stuff like that. And I feel like everything in your life, good or bad, you can use it to help another person, to relate to another person. We're all human, we all go through these things, and I think that's, you know, something really cool to build relationships on and get to know people, and you might find people that you have similarities with that you would have never imagined, and I think that that's really special. So again, I'm not really sure if that makes sense or if I explain that the best way, but yeah, I'm just all for sharing my experiences and learning about you guys if you're willing to share. And of course, if you ever have any questions about anything, I am an open book, like I said. So that is pretty much why I wanted to do YouTube, and I'm really excited to be here. Again, I'm really nervous just because like this is navigating completely new waters. Like technology is not my thing, but fortunately Ethan's been super supportive and like he's like, I'll edit for you. I'll do it all. Don't worry about it. So bless him. I feel like I've been doing a really bad job of doing my makeup, but that's also probably because, again, it's taken me 2 hours to literally put foundation, bronzer, and blush on. So anyway, moving on. I am now gonna do my eyebrows, which I just use like a brow gel from Glossier. So I'm gonna do that, do my mascara, and then my highlighter, which I'm actually super excited because I just got this in the mail. It's the Glossier Future Dew, and it is the cutest packaging ever. It's an oil serum hybrid, and they actually recommend putting it all over your face, but I feel like I naturally have oily skin, and I think that would be a little bit of overkill for me, so I personally use it as a highlighter. All right, so I tried to look up questions I thought were like a little fun, a little different, but these first two are not fun and not different. They're just very generic. My favorite color, my favorite animal. So my favorite color is light pink, and my favorite animal is a manatee. And I like manatees just because I feel like they're so big, fat, and lazy, and I respect that a lot. So yeah, those are like the most boring ones. The next one is my first job. So my first job was a hostess at Islands, and I also found a question that said, what do you remember most from your job? I remember a lot of things from that job, but I have to say what really stands out to me was on my last shift. I was 17, almost 18. I was quitting because I was going to UC Irvine. And so it was my last shift, and I had sat these two older ladies in a booth, and as we were walking over, I noticed that one of the ladies had a really cute necklace on, and I had complimented her. I said, I love your necklace, and she then proceeded to take off her necklace and hand it to me, and she told me, every time you look at this, I want you to remember to have a blessed day. And to this day, I still have that necklace in my car over my mirror. And every time I look at it, I remember her. And so my next one is my guilty pleasure. And this one is actually kind of funny. And I know Kat, who was my roommate for my junior and senior year of college and is also my best friend, she's gonna laugh at this one because I used to love watching slime videos on YouTube. Like she would come home from like work or something and I would be in bed watching slime videos. And actually one time, this is so embarrassing, I ordered slime from the UK and I paid like $20 for this little 4-ounce bottle of slime. And I don't even know why I'm sharing this because it's not my current guilty pleasure. It's an old one, so I'm literally just exposing myself. But anyway, the next one is, do I sleep with a top sheet? And the answer is no. I used to, but then I moved in with Ethan, who firmly believes that you should not sleep with top sheets. So I no longer sleep with a top sheet. The scariest thing I've done would definitely have to be skydiving. For Ethan's 25th birthday, I don't know why I did this actually. My dad was the one who had said that he thought he heard Ethan say that Ethan wanted to go skydiving. And I just took my dad's word for it and I booked us skydiving tickets, but then I asked Ethan later if that was true and he said he's never said that. So I just forced him to jump out of a plane on his birthday. But anyway, it was really scary, but it also was super fun and I kind of want to do it for my 25th birthday. And I recommend that everybody does it. So yeah, that is the scariest thing I've done. If I had unlimited money to start a business, what would I do? Definitely makeup. It's something that I've gone into a lot recently. I would get a lot of inspiration from Glossier. I just love their aesthetic and all that they stand for and their pricing. And yeah, so I definitely would want to start a makeup line pretty similar to Glossier. Okay. What's the next one? Oh, do I hit snooze or wake up immediately? I wake up immediately. I hate pressing snooze. I don't understand people who can hit snooze and go back to bed immediately because for me, like, I start to get anxious, like I have to get up. And then I feel like even if I hit snooze and I fall asleep for 8 more minutes, I'm not even really gonna be able to sleep. It stresses me out, so no, I wake up immediately. The next question is the last thing I do before I go to bed at night. I always kiss Ethan. I always make sure we're always like either holding each other's toes or like holding a finger or something, and I always make sure to kiss him before I go to bed. My least favorite place would definitely be the dentist. I would rather go to the doctor. I don't even know what I'd rather do. I hate the dentist. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I hate how they try to talk to you when their fingers are in your mouth. I don't like things in my mouth. I don't like the tools and the sound and the scary pictures on the ceiling. Also, I realized I touched the tip of my nose like 1,000 times. That's because I was trying to apply highlighter there and it didn't really work. So anyway, Moving on, would I rather have dishes or clothes magically clean? I would rather have clothes magically clean. I really don't mind the dishes. It's honestly one of my favorite chores. But I don't like doing laundry, so yeah, definitely rather have clothes magically clean. That would be amazing. One thing I'll never do again, this one's actually kind of funny. I used to work at Bath and Body Works, and I vividly remember thinking, how hard could selling lotion be? It is not easy. There was a lot of pressure in that company, I think, to just like push sales. But that's not even what I'm like would never do again. What I would never do again is the floor set. So if you've worked in retail, I'm sure you know what a floor set is. If you haven't, it's essentially where you go into the store after hours and you basically like reorganize everything in the store. So in terms of like, you know, for like Christmas, for example, like we'd have a floor set from like 9 o'clock at night to 4 in the morning. We'd have to go in and like build all these fixtures and change the marketing, and it took forever, and I hated it. And I would be there till like 4 or 5 in the morning, go home, and then have class at 8. So no, floor sets, never again. My favorite smell is fresh laundry and asphalt after it's rained. Those just make me feel really comfy. So those are my favorite. Do I like mornings or night? I definitely am a morning person. Ethan will be the first to tell you, at night I am so cranky. I don't like to be up past like 9:30. Like if I'm up, I better be in bed. If I'm out somewhere, like I want to go home. I just love to be asleep at night. But in mornings, like I wake up super early. I'll wake up at like 6 or 7 actually. I just enjoy how peaceful and quiet they are. I enjoy having a cup of coffee. I enjoy just like the coolness, and I love breakfast. That's probably another reason why I love mornings. Like I love breakfast. Hash browns, cheese, bacon, eggs, all of it. So good. Love it. The Scariest Movie. Oh my God. We watched Pet Sematary probably 6 months ago at Ethan's old place. Terrifying. Did not like it. Pet Sematary, scariest movie. Pens or pencils? I definitely prefer pens. I feel like most people would prefer pens, but maybe not, but I do. So yeah, I don't even really know why. I still have bad handwriting either way. If I could have went to a different school, I'm very passionate about this one. I will admit I wasn't super stoked with my school choice in terms of college. I mean, don't get me wrong, Irvine is beautiful, and of course I went there for, you know, academics, and that's what I got. I got a really good degree from a really good school, and I will say the one thing I'm extremely grateful for is that I met Kat. That like I would do it a million times over if it meant that I could meet her. So I'm really glad that I did that. But I just didn't really like the social dynamic of UCI. It was just really hard to make friends, and didn't have a football team, and I love football, so I don't know. I just wasn't super stoked on that. But if I had to pick a different school, I definitely would have wanted to go to the U of A. I just had some friends that went there, and it always seemed so fun. And yeah, that would have been my dream school, which I didn't even apply there. And that goes back to my whole high school counselor stuff, because I only applied to UCs. I didn't even like think to apply to other schools. So I'll never know if I would have gotten in, but that would have been my ideal one. Okay, the last question before I leave you, what am I bad at? Everything. No, I'm just kidding, but not really. But I am bad at accents. Don't ever ask me to do an accent. I cannot do them. It's really embarrassing. And also I'm really bad at geography, like really bad. I thought Chicago was a state until like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. I just don't know where things are. Unless you're California or New Mexico, that's about all I do. Okay, well, I am done with my makeup. I thought about doing my hair, but just no, not happening. This is how it's gonna stay, I guess. But yeah, if you guys watch this whole thing, I am incredibly thankful for you and for your support. I'm really excited to be doing this. Again, I know this video is probably gonna be trash a little bit, but I hope you learned something about me, and I'm excited for the future, and definitely keep an eye out for my skincare video, because that'll be my next one, and I think it'll be really good. And yeah, I hope you guys have the greatest week. And I need to work on an outro. I don't even know what to say, but thank you. And I will talk to you guys soon.